Assalamu Aleykum wa Rahmatullah wa Barakatuhu. Welcome to another video in this Ramadan prep video series, and this time I'm still on the go, but I wanted to share with you. Last year we had the opportunity to visit this museum in Madina that was really amazing. The guide, he gave an amazing tour, and these are just some samples from that tour, and so I think this is really good motivation for us to reconnect with the Seerah. That's a beautiful way to prepare for Ramadan, because in Ramadan the Qur'an was revealed, and that's actually when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam became a prophet. And I believe in the Seerah book it's on the 21st night of Ramadan that he was told to recite and to say Iqra. So yeah, connecting with the Seerah is amazing. And so I hope this motivates you to take a Seerah class. On my platform, every Saturday, I do post a Seerah class for free. I put the link below if you want to join us, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum, enjoy.
Madina Museum.
This is the money that they used to, that was used at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see the dirham? Different dirhams. Like this.
Meaning person, that garden, that's can go okay. That question was for the Ottomans, but it's not there anymore. Kind of prophets necessarily covered all of these, and the hotels around the house covered the rest all of that to see. Okay? So any questions about this?
Our country, if we feared the enemy, we would dig a trench. So that's what they did. The trench was 2.5 kilometers long, 4.5 meters wide, and 3.5 meters deep. And you know how much time it took them to finish it? 6 days.
That's a lot. Just looking at this, you see, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it took them just 6 days to finish a 2.5 kilometer long trench. SubhanAllah. Every time he hits it, a light comes out, and a small portion of it breaks. So when the first light came out, he said, "I've been given the keys of Syria." First, he said, "I can see the red palaces of Syria from here." And then when the second
That's
light
the trench here,
right? Yeah. When the second light came out, he said, "I've been given the keys of Persia. I can see the white palaces of Persia from here." And when he hit for the third time, the light, the whole rock crumbled. And he said, "I've been given the keys of Yemen. I can see the gates of Yemen from here." So the problem was, so you know what was happening? The hypocrites were there trying to shake the confidence of the Sahaba. But the Nabi Sallallahu was saying, you're not just going to win this battle, you're going to conquer Persia, Syria, and Yemen as well. SubhanAllah. And that will happen. Like,
yeah, that was
within 15 years, they conquered all of these countries. Mud. Have you seen it before?
Yeah.
The big one is Sa'. These are the names.
Yeah.
Mud and Sa'.
Is that what they call Mudd al-Nabi?
Yes. Mud al-Nabi and Sa' al-Nabi. So the Mud and the Sa' are measurement units. They are measures. People didn't have kilos, scales basically before Islam, like pounds and these kind of things. So they used to use these to sell and buy goods. And Nabi used to use these two for other purposes. It's reported that one mud of water was enough for him to do wudu, and one side of water was enough for him to take a shower. So the big one for was 3 liters, this one for 50 milliliters. And I don't think that the people used to, or the prophets, used to use these two because they had a water issue. I don't think water was an issue because Medina has, even today it has a lot of wells. Like even today, if you go to the gardens, to the farms, almost each garden has a well. Almost each one of them. Okay, so water was not an issue at that time. But this is to show the Sahaba not to waste water. What backs this hadith from Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, do not waste water even if you have a river in front of your house.
And you would think because it's desert, they would have water issue, but they don't have water issue.
No. Here in Medina.
That's good.
And what backs the hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, do not waste water even if you have a river in front of your house. He said to his companion, even if the sea is in front of your house. Compound is enough. So look at it. You see, this rock here. This one, it's believed, is the rock from which the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ascended to the heavens. So the Muslims, they built, so they built this masjid around it, and that's what they call this Dome of the Rock. But he prayed with the prophets in this mosque.
In this mosque.
They call it the Masjid al-Qibali. You know why Qibali? It comes from Qibla, the first Qibla in Islam. So this is al-Qibali, this is Dome of the Rock, and Al-Aqsa, as you said, the whole thing.
Okay,
And you
because
can,
I hear people say, no, this is not Masjid Aqsa, but actually, because they would say this is not it, but this is it. But actually, the whole thing is
the
Masjid.
whole thing. Look at it here.
That's the
So
best.
all of this is Al-Aqsa. Look at it here. All of this is Al-Aqsa. Today, if you pray in the courtyard or inside any of these two masjids, the ajr is the same.
The same.
Because all of it is Al-Aqsa. Okay? And this wall right here is what we call the Wailing Wall or the Western Wall. So that's where the Jews pray.
Jews pray.
They write down the wishes and put them in the cracks. Muslims call it Al-Buraq Wall. You know Buraq? Yeah, on business. And on the way back to Yemen, they would have stopped to take rest behind this mountain. See, outside of Mecca. One day they saw birds flying over the valley. They knew there was water in there. So they went to the valley and they found Hajar Ismail and the well of Zamzam. They wanted to stay permanent in Mecca. Hajar alayhi salam accepted that, but she had one condition. She just wanted to be responsible for the water. After the death of Hajar alayhi salam, Prophet Ibrahim came back, he rebuilt the Kaaba, and then he went to that mountain of Abu Qubais, and from there he started calling people to the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That particular
The big mountain.
Yeah. What is the name of this mountain?
Abu Qubais,
Abu Qubais.
where the king's palace is today.
Oh,
If you go to
okay,
Mecca.
mashallah.
Subhanallah, the people of Mecca, they worshipped Allah and Allah alone until a man called Amr bin Luhay came with his people. They conquered Mecca, and Amr actually was the man that brought the idols to
Idols,
Mecca.
yeah.
Because even the people of Mecca became idol worshippers, that was over 1800 years after the time of the Nabi.
No.
Okay? This is Hafsa's house. This is Aisha's, and this one's for Fatima, the Prophet's daughter. So these three houses are now under.
Fatima's house was right there.
No, that one.
Oh.
So the red line, Fatima's house.
Fatima's house.
Aisha's house and Hafsa's. The green dome covers all of this.
Okay.
Okay? Aisha radiallahu anha, she had a room in a corridor. The Prophet passed away in the corridor. And the Nabi said the prophets of Allah are buried where they died. So because he passed away in the courtyard, the Sahaba buried him there. Umar and Uthman wanted to be buried next to him. That's why they are in the courtyard as well. 30 years after the death of Aisha, the houses started to crack. Can you see that? So that's what happened to the house 30 years after the death of Aisha. And then here you see that's when the roof came down. Okay, that is the lux. And then Umar ibn Abdul Aziz rebuilt the house. You see? Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, you see, he combined the room with the courtyard, so it became like one room. Then he took out Hafsa's house and Fatima's. And then he made this pentagonal wall around the house of Aisha. And the reason for that, the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, do not take my grave as a place of worship. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was afraid that the people would go around and just look at the Kaaba. And that's why he made it different from the Kaaba. And by the way, the Pentagon does not have any doors. It doesn't have any windows. So no one gets in here today. Not even for cleaning, not even for maintenance. And that's why all the pictures they have on the internet are fake. They have a lot of pictures, but they're all fake because no one has been there for the past 5 years.
Wow.
See here, Abdullah Bibers, we made this wall around the Pentagon, and they made a small dome on top to signify the Holy Chamber. And this is the wall we see today. This one here is the wall we see today when we go for Ziyarah. So ladies sit from this side here, and men sit from this side here. These are the golden gates, you know, the grill.
Yeah, I see.
When the men stand here, look through, what they see is the Pentagon. And because the Pentagon is covered by a green curtain, a lot of people think it's the grave of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but it's not true. The grave is inside. We cannot see anything. Back in 1481, you see a lightning hit the masjid. Look at the lightning damages. Yeah, these are the lightning damages. That was in 1481. It hit one of the minarets, and because of it, the entire masjid got damaged. So they had to rebuild the whole thing. Look at the rebuilding here. They made the outer wall of metal caging instead of wood. They rebuilt the small dome. They made it of light so it won't be burnt again. The small dome is still there, but we don't see it. You know why? Because we have a bigger dome on top, which is the green dome. The green dome covers the whole thing. It's like two domes on top of each other. Okay, this is the silver dome, the small one, and this is the silver dome on top of it. The green dome was silver initially. The Ottomans made it to green 175 years.
Okay.
So everything that you see here is inside these. Okay. So ladies do ziyarah from here, from the Roda. I meant it from that side there.
Okay.
These are the golden gates. So when people walk past, they go this way. So when you look through, what you see is the Pentagon. Because it's covered by green curtain, a lot of people think it's the Great University.
And Omar and Abu Bakr,
They are in the house with the Prophet.
So when you see those holes that people try to look,
you
it's
see
not
the
really where the grip is.
When you look through, you see the curtain.
Yeah,
That covers the Pentagon.
yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Behind here we have, you see that's all the companions buried in Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We still do the same in Baqiyah. See that's the grave from the inside. It's like 6 feet deep. You see the cavity from the side there.
They have the lahad and the shaq.
Lahad is like, it's like L-shaped. So what they do, they take the body down and then they slide it in, look at the body, to the side, the gap.
And that's not the common one we do. Mostly we do the shaq.
In Medina we do a lot. A lot of people, a lot of
It
countries.
depends on the earth too, right? It depends on the type of...
Maybe, yeah. Allah knows best. But I think both of them are applicable here in Medina. Allah knows best. And they cover the gap with a layer for bricks. And they fill up the grave until it becomes like a small hump.
Okay.
When you see
that's how
two
they
stones,
do it,
that's a
yeah.
lady.
Oh.
When you see one stone, that's a man.
Oh,
This is the way we do it in Baqiyah. You know, the people of Quraysh wanted to rebuild the Kaaba, but they didn't have enough halal money. So what they did, they made the Kaaba smaller. You see, they made it 10 by 10. And remember, the actual size of the Kaaba is 15 by 10. So they put the semicircle next to it to make it 15 by 10. From that corner up to the end of the semicircle, that's 15 meters. Today when you do tawaf, you must do it from the outside.
yeah, from the outside.
You cannot do it from the inside.
Correct.
When you're in that area, it's as if you're inside the Kaaba. This is the Masjid Nabawi Sharif. These are the houses of the wives of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So these houses were attached to the Masjid Nabawi Sharif. Some of them, and some of them were not. Okay.
Where's the masjid again?
Masjid is the big building. All of this. See the big building, all of this wall?
Okay.
So that's where the Sahaba used to pray.
Oh, okay.
And the one in the back was for Sahaba Sufa, do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And these are the houses of the wives.
Okay.
So these houses were they were in the same area. Some of them were attached to the masjid and some of them were not. And subhanallah, none of these houses is there today. They're all gone. But the house of Aisha.
Which is where the
Pentagon
grave-
is.
Yeah. Okay. Allah
So behind here we have the Medina look. That's how it was in the 1920s, around 100 years ago. The founder of the museum took him around 8 to 9 years to finish this model.
Wow.
Over 400 people participated in building it, and that's why it is documented by the Saudi government. So the Prophet's Masjid
Yeah.
has been always the center of Medina. And Medina had 3 walls. This is the first wall.
Wow.
This is the second, all the way to that mountain. Now the back that we have the third. These walls had gates. They used to open them after Fajr and close them after Maghrib. So no one was allowed to come into Medina after Maghrib. If someone
Really?
came late, that was in the 1920s, like 100 years ago.
Wow.
If someone came late, they would have stayed out. They would have waited all night.
Until Fajr. They will wait until the
But
next...
yeah. Maghrib, between Maghrib and Fajr, no one
Wow.
comes in. No one goes on. If someone comes like between Maghrib and Fajr, they would have to wait outside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Baqiyah, look at it, it was outside of Medina. That castle was for the Ottomans, and it's not there anymore.
Okay.
That's Suq al-Manakha, and the Prophet made it for the Muslims, because the Jews had their own market. That was at the time of Nabi, but 100 years ago it was there, subhanAllah. You see these houses within the first wall?
Yeah.
They had to take them down in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, just to expand the Masjid Nabawi.
Yeah.
And to build the hotels around the
Yeah,
Haram.
that's what I was gonna say,
They had to take
hotels.
out the rest of the houses.
Wow.
So the entire city of Medina was as big as the Prophet's Masjid and the hotels around it. Even the closest neighborhood to the Haram today wasn't there at that time. That's how small this is.
Subhanallah.
وباب قبلتين النحر are not shown in here. You know, they were outside of Medina.
Subhanallah.
Okay? There are two places, two sites that you can go and see if you want to. They're both next to the Haram. One is the Masjid al-Qamama. It's next to gate number 310. That's where the Prophet used to perform Salat al-Eid. And that garden is Saqif al-Bani Sa'ida. It's next to gate number 327. Look how you see the red light? That's where the Prophet ﷺ, where the companions chose Abu Bakr to be the Khalifa of the Nabi ﷺ. You know the Bay'ah? It took place in that part.
How much?
327.
327.
And 310 is the masjid. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much everything.
جزاك الله خيرا.
Outside